different cultures or different places you're interested in traveling here on Relax Radio. So do stick around. I'll be here all the way till 9 p.m. So if you want to know more about these cultures, you should definitely stick around. So today I'm going to talk about, how Iceland is open again for people who are vaccinated. Now, we all know why the vaccination is going on. It's definitely because of the COVID-19 pandemic. This pandemic has brought us, like, it came out of nowhere. It hit us out of nowhere. It hit us unexpectedly. And because of that, many unexpected situations also arose with it. For example, travel was like banned. Like, you weren't able to travel to other countries unless you got this special qualification, special needs. You had to do all of these specific things in order to travel to other countries. But because of this vaccination, now you will be able to travel to many countries. And one of the countries that has opened up is Iceland. So that's what I will be talking about today. Now, if you want to share your opinions or thoughts or give me a call, you should definitely call me on the number that is 07852 473 473. We also have apps on the App Store and Play Store, that is RELAKS, relax with a K. So we also do live streams on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. So check us out over there as well. In case you don't want to miss any of the shows, click on the notification icon when you check us out over there. So you'd never miss any of the live streams. Now, Iceland is a really cool place, but it has beautiful sceneries. It has mountains, it has volcanoes. And one of the most interesting things is that one of the volcanoes recently erupted. It erupted around March 19th. Now, the name of this volcano is called the Mount Fagrada Fudge Fall. The Fagrada Fudge Fall. Okay, it is a weird name. It's something really hard to pronounce, but that is what it's called. So if you want to travel, like at the moment, like now, you could definitely go and see this, because like it's now the lava has stopped flowing, but you could definitely go and see that side, the beautiful side of the flowed lava. So if you are vaccinated, you could definitely travel to a country of such. And there's many other countries that now are also are putting the system in, where you can travel to their country if you are vaccinated. But there's like a whole process that you need to go through in case you want to travel. Now now there's so many places that, like I said, you could travel into when you get into Iceland. One of them is the mountains over there. They have so many mountains. Most of these mountains are formed by dead volcanoes. Some of them are active, but even if they're about to erupt, you will definitely get notified, because a volcano eruption doesn't just happen out of nowhere. It has a procedure. Like, first you'll see like the smoke coming up from the mountain, and once that smoke comes up, the clouds are going to be like, the sky will turn pretty much gray or black. You won't be able to see much of the daylight. So in case that happens, a volcano is about to erupt around this area we are at. So those are the things you need to watch out in case a volcano is about to erupt. So now, if you're vaccinated, you can definitely go to other countries. And Iceland has opened its country for people who want to travel. But in order to travel here, you have to prove that you have taken the vaccination. Without any proof or any way of like saying that I took the vaccination, you will definitely not be allowed to travel there. I find that like really explainable and really just. But it's also cool, that vaccinations are opening many opportunities, many more avenues back to traveling. Travel industry was like one of the most affected industries, I would say, from the COVID-19 pandemic, because travel industries, they rely on people. Now, when people can't go out there, they're definitely not going to do well. But with this, this vaccination opening more new opportunities, many people are going to see a huge profit back again. The tourism industry will definitely see this booming in them. So, like I said, all you need to do is you need to get a vaccination, prove it to them that you've taken a vaccination, and then you book your ticket through the government portals. From, if you're traveling from the US or UK, you need to book your ticket to that country. Now, this rule was implemented by on the 6th of April, so it's actually been quite a while. But traveling to another country, you're not going to be able to do that to many countries, because there's so many countries. There's 43 countries that you are not going to be able to travel to. Now, that is a huge amount. And the fact that Iceland is is some a country you can travel is amazing, because summer is coming up, and summer is this time, we want to get out of the house. It's generally the vacation season, I would say. So the fact that since summer is coming up and these countries have opened up, you can definitely go and visit them. Now this is something that I want to do as well, because there's so much art in this country as well. You could definitely go and see. There's this huge painting on a wall. It was awarded as well, and it is really beautiful. So there's so much art in this country. There's so much natural landscaping. If you are a person who enjoys hiking, you're definitely going to enjoy going to this country, because, like I said, it is all naturally landscaped. The mountains are dead volcanoes. Some of them are not dead, but you can definitely go for a huge hike. And since it's a cold country, there's definitely snow. So if you want, you can go skiing. And skiing and hiking are one of the best things you can do when you're like in a mountain with snow. So there's so many places you can stay. There's so many food places, like there's so many cafes, so many hotels you can stay. And like I spoke about, how the travel industry is going to be booming once again, since this has happened. And that's so cool. Now my friend, now Foxy Army 31 has said hello, and hello to you too, Foxy. If you want to, like, if you have anything to say, if you want to do anything, you could just definitely drop a comment, and we could definitely talk about it. If you have any questions, do drop a comment, so we could definitely engage and talk about this as well. So now, Ireland is a country that you should definitely consider visiting if you want to travel, and you should definitely be vaccinated. Now there are two vaccines that you should definitely take: the first and the second vaccination. If you haven't taken these vaccinations, you're definitely not going to be allowed to travel to any of these countries. Now that is a very decent and acceptable approach, when you want to travel to another country. Now booking a flight to Ireland is really easy. It's simple. You just need to go to the government portal of your country, book the flight. But like I've even spoken about, like, how traveling has how the COVID pandemic has affected many industries, one of them being the traveling industry, tourism industry, and the food industry. So many planes, many aeroplanes, they've had to half most of their flights down, because traveling to other countries, it's not happening with the COVID-19 pandemic. But this has opened many new avenues for people who want to travel to Iceland. And planes, so they've definitely got more new opportunities. And one of the biggest airlines, Delta Airlines, has seen this and has launched direct flights to Iceland. So from whatever country you're from, there are direct flights from your country to Iceland, and this is done by Delta Airways. Now this is good news for travelers, because Delta recently released a statement, and this statement described more about their flight offers and the services to Iceland, and many specifications and all of that. So they have daily flights from Boston to many other places, from Boston to Reykjavik, from other places. So, and this all began since May 20th. And now this will all begin, it's going to all begin since May 20th. And that's something, we can definitely look up to, look on to, and we're going to enjoy, seeing that. And that's going to be really fun and cool, that from May 20th we will definitely see flights coming. But if you're not from the UK, or you're from another place, many flights will start from the May 27th. If you're a person from New York, May 27th is the date when flights are going to start for you. Now all these flights will be very well supervised. They will thoroughly check you, if you have the COVID vaccination. They will test you, and you will be tested of the COVID-19 virus. But also another great thing about this, the fact that Ireland has brought in this system that they accept this red color light system. The red color light system is the system where they classify a country. Like if the country is on the red color, that means the COVID-19 rate is really high over there. If it's amber, it's mediocre rate. It's not too high, it's not too low either. It's just on the fence. But if it's green, the country is good to go. So now Ireland, a green listed country, has accepted vaccinations. And the best thing about this is when you get to that country and you're vaccinated, you don't have to go under quarantine for 14 days. Now that is like the biggest problem as a traveler. You had to waste 14 days of your trip, just isolating yourself in a room and waiting there. Now this is really cool because traveling is all about spending time out there, not spending time in there. Spending time in a room just all by yourself, maybe with your mobile phone or not, you're just quarantined. But this is definitely good news for people who love traveling all over the world. Now Delta Flight Airways is has taken like this has taken this to the advantage in massive ways. And it appears as also like other airlines, United Airlines, are also offering services from different places on. So most of these flights are going to start after like May 20th, May 27th, and you need that on. But also like it'll definitely continue. So even after June 3rd, this will definitely keep on going, because on June 3rd, flights from Holland will also start going on. So that proves that this vaccination system is working, and that's really good news. Because COVID-19, we don't like it. We over here in the UK, Prime Minister Boris Johnson wants to bring back the country to its old former state. Us quarantine and all of that. It's and it's really uncomfortable, and it's necessary. But the idea of going back to that old state that we were is something that brings a smile on my face. So that's something that I'm looking forward to. And the fact that the world and other countries are slowly coming back to this normal like situation is really interesting. Now let's say you get to Ireland, and this you want to know what you want to do over there. Well, I'm going to tell you what you can do when you get to Ireland, right after a short break from our sponsors and a little bit of who we are. That's right. This is Relax Radio, and I'm your host, Matt, all the way till 9. So, you're on the show, The Vibes, where I bring you vibes from different cultures, different places, all from all across the globe. So, in case you want to travel, I'll bring you the vibes from those places as well. So, today I'm talking about, Iceland and the fact that, they are allowing people who have been vaccinated to just come into their country and no need to worry about being quarantined because they're like imposing these new rules, new systems with the vaccination and all. Like for instance, you travel to Iceland, you don't have to go under a 14-day quarantine once you get there. Now that is really interesting and really cool for our travelers. That's going to be such and really it's going to be a relieving fact knowing that you can spend more time out there than rather like spending time in quarantine. So now there's plenty of things you can do in Iceland. Iceland is it's really famous for its natural landscaping, its climate that it's got there, and its art that it's got there. Now its culture is really unique, and it's got some unique foods as well, and all of that. So if you want to like know more about this, or if you want to even have a talk about this, or send me a message about this, you should definitely give me a call on the number which is 07852 473 473. Now, we also go live on other social media platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We also have apps on the App Store, that is Relaks, relax with a K. So do check us out on the App Store or Play Store as well and download so you can listen to us from wherever you are or wherever you want to listen at your own convenience. Now, Iceland has like their own. They're really creative people, I'd say, because they have this really cool art style that's going on over there. There's so much music on the streets of Iceland as well as like paintings on walls. A lot of graffiti happens there, and graffiti is very acceptable because they encourage creativity in Iceland, and that's something really cool in Iceland. And if you walk down the streets of Reykjavik, so if you walk down these streets, you're definitely going to enjoy, walking down the streets because, like, let's say you're going on a low budget trip to Iceland and you want to walk down these streets, you are definitely going to be charmed by the streets. The roads itself have like not all the roads. Some of the roads have drawings on them, and that's really beautiful. And like every corner or every place you look at, you're definitely going to see something really creative. Now, they also have like museums and street food over there, and one of the most street food thing that you should like eat over there is from a local stand, and that is hot dogs. Hot dogs are known as pilas. So pilas is the translation for hot dog in Iceland. So in case you go to Iceland, just ask for a pilas and you're going to get a hot dog from your local stand there when you're walking by. Now that's really cool. And like like I said that Iceland is really artistic, and they have a lot of art going on over there. They encourage creativity. So they have museums dedicated for art, and there's so much to explore. Like art has so much value. Like for example, Mona Lisa, if you look at it, it's just a painting of a woman. But when you go into detail of this painting, you get to know that, oh, this picture was drawn multiple times by the artist. Has so much history in a drawing. So the fact that they've dedicated a museum just for art is really inspiring for artists out there who want to draw, who want to like do more of what they do, and like that is really cool. Now, there's so much more you can even do in Reykjavik. So you could go shopping. When you travel to a place, shopping is like a mandatory thing. It's not mandatory, but it's like tradition, or it's like this culture where you travel to a place, you at least buy like a single ornament or something from that country. So you leave this, you have this memory with you when you're traveling back to your home country. So you could definitely go shopping on the streets, and you could see a lot of creativity going on around, creative pictures on walls, creative pictures on streets. And people, there's lots of musicians out there who sing on the streets as well. And on top of that, there's a plenty of nightclubs over there. So if you're a night bird, you could definitely visit some nightclubs. But if you're still into the low budget traveling costs or expenses, you could just walk down the streets, go do a little small shopping, admire the streets and the artistic surprises that would come across every corner, and try their local hot dog. So that's one thing. That's a few things you could do if you do travel to Iceland with the vaccination, of course. But other than that, there's plenty of other things you can do. Like there's a lot of natural landscape over there as well, and a lot of hot springs as well over there. And one of the places you should check out is the Golden Circle. Now this Golden Circle is really famous in Iceland. It's at Geysers. So Geysers is this place, it's got a park, it's got this waterfall, and it's pretty much like a circle. It's called golden because when you're at this area you get to see the sunrise, and sun rising in Iceland is not something you see much, because there's it's mainly a place of darkness, because given the winter season and all of it, it's mainly going to be cloudy and sunlight doesn't come much. But when you're close to this Golden Circle place, you get to see the sun rising for that small couple of hours. Now there are many things you can do over here. You could tour this location, and you could visit many attractions around this area. And so even if you if you go for like a tour over here, it's nothing to worry about, because there's plenty of tour guides over here. They'll definitely guide you, and that would be fun, because it's stress free when you have a tour guide. He knows what he's doing. He'll definitely tell you, oh, this is what you should do, this is what you should not do. And it's definitely going to be like a really cool experience, because it, they're definitely seeing water from another country, but you're also going to see like this different landscaping that's not there in your country. And the fact that they don't get to see sunlight much in their country is something really really interesting, I'd say, because sunlight is there for like at least like 10 hours minimum, I'd say, in many countries. And the fact that they only get to see it for like 3 hours, and majority of their time is just like darkness, is something really cool. And there's many things that also come with this darkness and sunlight as well, but they definitely do have beautiful scenery, beautiful things that you should definitely go check out in Iceland, such as the Golden Circle or even the streets of Iceland. Now, other than that, there are so many naturally escaped things you could check out in Iceland, such as seeing the black sand beaches over there. So now the beach, like usually a beach is like brown color sand, right? But the sand over here is a totally different color. And like even if you go there, like if you're seeing this beach for the first time, you're gonna be like, what's going on over here? Because sand is always like brown, or like it's just brown, right? But the fact that it's black is like really surprising to our eyes. And it's not bad, it's just like really beautiful. It's something that you're not going to see in other places of the world. And it's definitely not harmful. It's like normal regular sand. It's just black in color. So this sand is like really beautiful, because like I said before, Iceland is this is a very artistic and creative country. So if you're looking at this beach from an artistic perspective, you're going to be like, it's quite unique and it's beautiful to look at. And that's definitely another reason that encourages art in this country, which is really cool. So like if you're used to your yellow or white beach sand experiences, you'll definitely experience a whole new thing here in Iceland. So that's something you should definitely visit. Now, I also spoke about the fact that they don't get to see sunlight much. It's mainly dark in their country, and you only get like 3 hours max when it comes to like the when it comes to winter. Like even in summer, it's only a few hours of sunlight you get to see over here, which is really cool. Which it's not bad, but there's something really cool that comes along with this. You get to see these lights. Have you like seen in these movies, like when many Christmas movies, for example, when you're in the North Pole, you get to see like these green like lights on the sky when it's like pitch black dark. Well, these lights do come out like when it's like about the nighttime. They're called the aurora boreals. The aurora boreals are they only come out for like a very little while. So in case you want like see these, you have to stay up all night in order to see them. Now that is really beautiful, because like the fact that these only come like in a very limited amount of time, and the fact that there's only a limited amount of sunlight as well, so you have to sacrifice a little bit of your sleep in order to see these. But it's a really beautiful view. And I find Iceland as a very artistic creative country, and it's naturally also artistic and creative, and has so many unique things in this country. Like I spoke about the sand, which is like so unique and different when you look at it from another country or different place, because sand is always like yellow or white, but it's black over here. And you don't get to see these aurora boreals in other countries as well, because like it's only there in the northern part of the Iceland, and it runs through in winter. In winter it goes a lot, but if you're planning to travel there in the summer season, you will get to see this because they happen every day just for a few hours, and in the few hours of daylight it only happens, since many of its hours are in darkness. So that makes sense, and it's really cool. It's something that you should do. But like if you're interested in traveling to Iceland, you should definitely get vaccinated, because people are encouraging this vaccination system more and more now, because it's bringing you the freedom to explore the world more, interact with people more, because vaccination has been proven to prevent you from getting the COVID-19 virus. And when more people take this, and let's say like for example entire country has taken this, they don't need to worry about people with COVID-19 or the COVID-19 virus at all, because they won't be affected by this, since they've like taken all precautions to prevent this. And they've been injected with this vaccination that prevents the COVID-19 from getting into them. So I definitely encourage people to take the COVID-19 vaccine, and that would be really great. It's really cool the fact that people are trying to bring back the world, the entire population in different countries are trying to come back to this old state that they were in, and make it a norm, so you don't have to worry about your interactions with friends or family anymore. But now Iceland, the fact that they've accepted vaccinations is really cool. But there's so many things also you can even do in Iceland. Now, the landscape in there is perfect for in case you want to go skiing or hiking there, because there's hot springs over there. So let's say for example you want to go hiking, you go hiking on this really really long hike ride, you're hiking for like a really long time, and you get to the mountain, you're going to end up you're definitely going to end up seeing a hot spring. So it's like you're going to deserve this hot spring after all, because you climbed your way there and you're at a hot spring. And like this is like you definitely going to be it will definitely be one of your favorite parts if you do try this in Iceland, like after a long cold hike through the snow and the wind, and you're definitely going to like see this hot spring on top of that long hike, which is definitely worth it because it's cold and then you just step into hot water. Now that is definitely something really fun to do, and it's just going to melt you away, I would say. But other than that, there's so much more, because the landscape in there is really natural, and it has amazing foods and so many things. Like you should even try the Brennivin and Hakara over there. So these are national, like they're not national, they are cultural traditions in the Iceland. And the Benevil is a type of aquatic, it's a type of alcohol. It's really similar to vodka, but it's not that strong compared to them. And other than that, the hakaral is a fermented shark meat that tastes like cat urine. I don't know how people know that it tastes like this, but it's what it is. And these are two of the most unique dishes you will come across if you travel to Iceland. Now you could definitely try Brennivin, which tastes like alcohol or like vodka, or tried fermented shark meat, hakaral, which smells like cat urine. Now, I don't know if you should try these or not, because uh, if it smells like cat urine, that's definitely bad, because it's just weird, how they even came up with the assumption that this smells like cat urine, or even how they know that it smells like that. That is kind of suspicious, I would say. But Iceland is definitely creative, and they've definitely come up with their own creative forms of alcohol and meat as well. Like I spoke about, like you could go hike in Iceland, you could admire the amazing aurora boreals that happen in this very very little limited amount of time. You could do those, you could go hiking, you could try the unique food, you could walk down the streets or the unique streets of Iceland, see this amazing art. And you can even visit their museum, which has amazing art as well. They have a museum dedicated for art as well, and the Golden Circle, another place you should visit. Now there's so many places you could even go swimming in Iceland, because like it's not only limited to hiking, skiing on these mountains. There's so much more you could do with its natural landscape. You could go swimming in its local pools in Ireland. And if you're up to the challenge, you could still go hiking, because these local pools are really close to hot springs, and hot springs are really about the are really on mountains, so it makes sense. But there are local pools really close to this, and most cities and towns in Iceland have something sorted out for a swimming pool. And like, close to the swimming pool there are complexes with hot tubs and all these fancy things. So if you want like go like in a very relaxing way, like imagine like in a relaxing way, go to an imaginary hot tub. You could definitely go to one of the pools because they have a complex with all of these hot tubs and all, and rather going to a hot spring, because it's a lot of less hard work than climbing up a mountain and reaching a hot spring. So if you want to go to a local pool, you could definitely do that. Chill, like if like even if you've already gone for a hike, you could definitely go for these, and they're all just like facilitated with fitness features. So like if you want to go for a workout, they have sports complexes over there. This complex is filled with many activities, and it is made for foreigners. So in case you're a tourist, well, these places are located in many cities of Iceland, and most of the people in Iceland also speak English, so that's really convenient. You can definitely start a conversation with the local folk over there, and you're not going to like have to learn another language or get a translator. So that is something really cool. Or it's convenient. Iceland, really creative place. It's got all of these natural scaped landscape things that are really cool. Now, there's so much things you could do in Iceland, and it's definitely one of the places that you should visit, since now vaccinations are becoming the new norm in the world. Like they're making it a normal thing, take a vaccination, travel to a place. Just knowing that you've taken a vaccination makes you even feel safer, I would say, just because like it prevents COVID-19, and it's putting people in less of a risk than putting them more in a risk. Like if you don't take a COVID-19 vaccine, you're putting other people in a risk, and not just yourself, your family, your friends, random people on the street. You're putting them all on a risk. So taking a vaccination will be a really important thing in nowadays society. I feel like it's going to become the big norm in this world, because like uh, many people are even encouraging this, even though this system is quite strict. It is really strict. Even though it's really strict, it makes sense why they're doing it. They're doing it for the better of us. They want to bring back society or the world back to the way it was. So now that is it's come to the time where I put a wrap to my show. So today I spoke about interesting topics, like how Iceland is on the green list, or you could travel to St. Helena, this really small island, or you could even I even spoke about the twin, like I even spoke about a different culture that is in US, and how US thinks that that is different, that everything in US is normal. So I spoke about those interesting topics today, and I will be speaking more about more interesting topics tomorrow as well. So you should definitely catch me on tomorrow's show from 6 to 9 p.m. And I do this every weekday, so you should definitely catch me. You should tune into the Vibe with me, Matt. So it's the time I go, and I'm gonna wish you all a good night, sweet dreams, and definitely enjoy your sleep. And do tune in to Relax Radio tomorrow as well, since we've got Jamie with the chat rep coming out tomorrow from 12. So do tune in, and we've got Jamie tomorrow. So do tune in to Jamie and check her out as well. So it's about that time I go. And good night, folks. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have good sleep and enjoy your time.